Do you want to wake your Kundalini? Are you one of those people who's been grinding through hours of headstands, complex mantras, and intense breathing, just hoping that some dormant power will suddenly unlock? Here's the reality check. You're not waking your Kundalini. You're likely setting yourself up for a total mental crash. I've seen countless seekers end up on the brink of a breakdown. Why? Because they're messing with energy they aren't even remotely equipped to handle. And today, I'm dropping the truth your favorite gurus won't tell you. Is waking your Kundalini actually necessary? Or is it just the ultimate trap for your ego? Let's get into it. Here's the deal. Nature actually has your back. The mystic Gurdjieff coined a genius term for this, the Kunda buffer. Think of it like the bumpers between two train cars. They absorb the shock so the cars don't smash into each other. You have that same protective layer of energy between your body and your soul. But when you try to force an awakening, you're basically ripping those safety buffers off your own psyche. It's like pulling the springs out of your car and then wondering why every tiny bump on the road feels like a car crash. Once that energy explosion is triggered, there's no off switch. You can't just unsee it. So ask yourself honestly, is it really smart to poke a bear that's designed to keep you safe? Now, here's the real question. Why are people so obsessed with Kundalini? Peace? Hardly. For most people, it's just an ego trip. People want powers. They want to read minds or walk on water. There's a famous story about Ramakrishna. A man spent 18 years learning how to walk on water just to prove his spiritual mastery. Ramakrishna looked at him and said, "Brother, you wasted 18 years? I could have just paid 2 cents for a boat ride." Think about that. If you awaken Kundalini just to gain powers, all you're doing is feeding your ego. And anything that feeds the ego is not spirituality. It's just a distraction. You're already struggling to manage the chaos inside your own mind. Why add someone else's mental baggage on top of it? Now, you might be thinking, so should I just give up? Absolutely not. But you don't need to force it with shock tactics. Look at the legendary dancer Nijinsky. When he danced, he defied gravity. He would leap so high that people felt he was floating in the air. Did he try to do it? No. In fact, he said something incredible. The moment he tried to do it, it failed. It only happened when he was so lost in the dance, so deep in the flow, that his ego completely disappeared. And that is the real secret. You don't need to force the energy to move. You need to let it dance. Don't make spirituality a project. Don't turn enlightenment into a goal. When you stop trying to be enlightened and simply immerse yourself in the celebration of life, the energy begins to flow naturally. And when it flows naturally, it's not dangerous, it's liberating. It doesn't make you go crazy, it makes you whole. Look, the world has changed. We're not living in the era of 5,000-year-old textbooks anymore. We're living in the age of jets, smartphones, and AI. Our brains are wired differently now. Applying rigid, ancient techniques to a modern mind can become a recipe for disaster. Yes, I teach energy work, but not to force awakenings. I teach it to give your energy a rhythm, a dance. Because when energy finds its rhythm, transformation happens naturally. So, here's the real question. Are you trying to force an awakening and risk a breakdown? Or are you ready to let go and actually live? If this resonated with you, drop a comment below and write, "I'm done with the force. I'm ready for the flow." And if you want more no BS spiritual insights like this, make sure you hit subscribe. Stay conscious, stay real, and I'll see you in the next one.